The Texas Medical Board approved these rules Friday regarding exceptions to the state's abortion ban. Some of the changes include adding the definition of ectopic pregnancy, which doctors are able to treat. It also says doctors don't need to wait until threat to life or imminent harm to treat someone.
We also added in language around imminence because there were concerns, of course, that that language not being in there, even though it was in the Supreme Court ruling, would make it more confusing around issues around imminence.
Last month, the Texas Supreme Court said exceptions to the abortion ban as written are broad enough that doctors would be misinterpreting if they didn't perform an abortion when a mother's health is in danger. This came after a group of women who had serious pregnancy complications filed a lawsuit in March of 2023, hoping to get more clarity on when exceptions to the ban are allowed. The new guidance does not include a list of conditions that would allow for an abortion.
The idea of listing conditions that would fall under the statute is essentially, I think, actually restrictive, because there are, again, circumstances where in one instance it may be appropriate, but in a different circumstance, the same condition may not be appropriate. Medical judgment around whether an exception is met or not is gray. And that's where the medical board and medical judgment really comes into factor, from that standpoint.
Doctors do have to provide medical documentation within 7 days explaining why an abortion had to be performed. In the original draft, doctors would have had to document if they tried to transfer a patient to another provider to avoid abortion. The new rules removed that provision. The board says they can't change legal definitions that would come from the legislature.
I cannot take away the hesitation of physicians and the anxiety of physicians to act appropriately when these cases come before them. But they need to act like they would under any other case within the confines of the law. They need to make sure that the patient is safe. They need to make sure that if there's imminent potential harm, that they take care of that in a timely fashion.